Ho ho. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and not Happy New Year yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
That's next week.
That is next week.
I like how the holidays turned out this year.
Monday?
Yeah, you get like your weekend and then you get a Monday off.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not a federal worker, so I don't get Mondays off all the time, but I'll take it this year.
You'll take this one. Hey, UPS finally gives you a break.
Yeah, I get very few breaks. Like we get like 5 days off a year, holiday wise.
Yeah.
But I'll take it when I can.
You take them when you can get them, right?
Yeah.
Well, hey, Merry Christmas to all y'all
Merry
out
Christmas.
there.
Welcome.
When this drops, it'll be it's Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So happy Christmas Eve. We hope y'all are enjoying all the time with family out there. I know a lot of people are traveling back and forth, maybe even going across the country. I know I'll be.
Yeah, you're making a trip.
I'm making a trip too. I'll be in California on Christmas when this all is airing. Yeah, we're filming this a few days in advance.
We've got to go see our families.
We have to go be with our families, but we will stay consistent on delivering these to everybody. Yeah. So we wanted to do a Christmas special, as you can see.
Yeah.
We're very decked out. We're very festive right now.
Yes. You'll see this sweater in another video.
Oh, maybe a couple. Ooh, I think so.
This is a Goodwill
edition. Yeah. I like it. Looks good.
Got this for $5.
It's flattering.
Thank you. It's got a cardinal on it. Big Cardinals fan. So that's why I picked this one out.
Grandma loves birds.
It's kind of heavy.
It looks thick.
Yeah.
It looks very thick.
Mistletoe.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I won't try to kiss you.
Please don't.
Don't worry about that.
And I'm repping from Granny's Closet a Merry Christmas shirt.
That's your medium there, bud.
Oh yeah, I've been working out. I got my eggnog protein in my mug right now.
That's not what I'm drinking.
Yep. Yeah.
No.
A little energy drink.
A little energy drink.
No coffee this late for us.
I already had a pot this morning of Granny's coffee.
Granny's coffee.
Morals over hussies.
The best Christmas gift you can give out there is Granny coffee.
It's really good.
We've had a lot of people buy it for Christmas. So.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank y'all. We do appreciate the support. And let's get into it. We want to talk about Christmas.
Yeah. We really want to get into Christmas. Why do we celebrate Christmas?
A lot of people have kind of lost the meaning and the purpose behind it. We get caught up in the old corporate version of it. Gotta get gifts, gotta do this, gotta make sure we have our house decorated nicely. Christmas
I did
lights.
put my lights up though.
Hey, they look good. You sent me a snap
today. Yes, I've got Santa Claus, I've got one of the Minions, and I've got a snowman and a Christmas tree, like inflatable in the front yard.
Yeah.
I put my lights up. I think it's important to celebrate Christmas.
And there's nothing wrong with it. That's what I say. Look at us. We're dressed up. We're festive right now. And I think if you don't get in the season, it's not allowing your spirit to get into it too.
You need a little bit of that magic. Everybody does.
And it's okay to go and be a part of the. We're always saying go against the normal grain, but there's nothing wrong. Like we've talked about when it came to Halloween, it's okay to celebrate these things. A lot of people in the Christian religion, especially, want to be like, oh no.
Oh yeah, some of that's pagan and stuff. Like I think it's okay to have Santa Claus.
Well, when you break down the meaning of what it all really means, why we are doing this, why are we going to give gifts to all of our friends and family, or why are we, going above and beyond to be a part of this so-called corporate holiday? That's not it. When you really break down the meaning of it, I like to always think back to the Dr. Seuss quote.
Yeah.
It said, like with the Grinch, when he was having his moment of realization, when he no longer wanted to be the Grinch, his heart had grown so big. I always think of the Jim Carrey version.
That's the best one.
And that's the one we've been watching a lot lately. My little girl is obsessed with the Grinch. Don't know why, but she is obsessed. And so he's looking down at Whoville and he sees them like understanding like all their gifts are there and gone. And he goes, they're still happy. They're still celebrating. They're still singing. And he said, maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. I love that. I love that quote.
He might not have said it right there, but Christmas does mean a whole lot more than the gifts and things.
Yeah,
that's great. I love giving gifts. I love getting gifts. Honestly, I like getting stuff.
Giving is like the funnest of the joy you see of people
when somebody gets a gift.
Like it's great to get something like, ooh, I can use that. But like when you see somebody a gift that you nailed and everything, you're like. You brought the joy.
That was perfect.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to now that we're dads.
Yes. I know. I can't wait till Christmas morning. The joy on their face.
Yeah.
But like the Grinch said in that quote from Dr. Seuss, Christmas means a little bit more. It means to us as Christians, we celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
That is the whole point of it.
While we're celebrating.
But to celebrate that, we get with our families, and we do stuff for other people, like you were just talking about giving gifts to people. That is how we celebrate the birth of Jesus, is by he gave the gift to us, so we give what little gifts we can to each other.
Yeah, and what I love about the full circle of Christmas with, the manger and Jesus and the three kings is the three kings, as we were taught growing up. And this is always in the church plays that have we walking down and bringing frankincense, myrrh. You're bringing gifts. They brought gifts to Jesus to celebrate.
Gifts to Jesus.
So that's a huge part. Like you're bringing gifts to people to give to them because you're celebrating a time together, but you're celebrating Jesus. And it's like a lot of these things are tied in, and people kind of forget a lot of that. Like, why was the purpose of gift giving such a whole part of Christmas?
Yeah.
And it's the giving of a gift of, we've been given the gift of life and eternal life from Jesus. Yeah. And now you can bring joy and gift giving here, whether it's a little trinket, whether it's a gift of kindness, being there, being a friend, that's a great gift. Or like, it's like sometimes it's physical, like, you can get a nice piece of jewelry or a new PlayStation 5. I don't know. Some people have different enjoyments out of that. But the gift that we give, whether it's material, physical, spiritual, whatever, is part of this holiday season.
Yeah, and I don't see anything wrong with giving people gifts for Christmas or celebrating Santa Claus with the children.
Yeah.
I think that's because I just remember being a little kid, and this time of year was so magical. From Halloween to New Year's, you get Thanksgiving in there, and then Christmas to top it all off, and then New Year's, if I made it till midnight, was still kind of fun, but it was just like a little party. But Christmas was like, that was where it was at. It always was.
I remember. We've had a lot of great memories at Christmas time together.
Yes, Christmas. So. We spent so many Christmases together. Christmas Day, we'd open our presents. I'd go over to his house and we'd have lunch. It was such a good time, getting to be with, and Christmas Eves, we'd spend in our grandma's house.
Yep.
Yeah, with all of our family there, and we'd all get gifts for each other. We'd eat food, and we'd just celebrate together. That's what Christmas was growing up. And to take that away from somebody, I think is like, I don't want to say it's like cruel, but it's just, they're going to be missing that,
Yeah.
Like, I want my kids to have Santa Claus. I want them to be able to, for as long as they can, to have that innocence and that magic in their lives that I enjoyed so much. I was not resentful to my parents when I found out about Santa.
Yeah, neither was I. Even when I knew, I didn't want to believe because I loved the spirit of Christmas.
No way they did that.
Yeah,
there's no way.
I believe the one guy flew around and did it all by himself.
One guy did it all one night all by himself, but my parents, no way. But, by the way, don't show your kids this.
Yes, please. If they're still in the believing phase. But I also think Santa's a great representation of, like, there's this guy who's watching you. You need to be good. A lot of people forget, like, that's a great reflection of God. He's always watching us, and he's always keeping an eye, and we should be good. Or if you don't go on the nice list, you're on the naughty list.
And I heard somebody talking about this the other day too. They were talking about how Santa Claus is actually Saint Nicholas, who was an actual saint. And I don't know all the details, but you've heard of the Council of Nicaea, where they kind of put the Bible together. They put all the books together and stuff. And apparently, he got in a fight with somebody who was saying stuff against God, like a heresy, and he beat somebody up. So Santa's a brawler.
Saint Nick was a bad dude.
Yeah, he was a bad dude.
That's a bad dude, Saint Nick.
But I think we should kind of get back to our whole point about what the meaning of Christmas is. And Jesus.
And it is Jesus. So I know there's the classic from Book of Isaiah, right?
Yeah, this is actually an Old Testament. This is a prophecy of Jesus coming. This was
coming,
700 years before Jesus came. They were calling this in the Old Testament. This was, I think it was right after Solomon, and this is when Israel started to split, and they were prophesying of Jesus coming to bring everybody back together. So this is from Isaiah chapter 9. For a child is born to us, a son is given to us. The government will rest on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace.
The prophecy of Jesus 700 years before.
Yes, they called it.
And then he came, and then how he came is amazing.
Yeah, in a manger, with all the animals around and stuff.
They
couldn't get a place at the inn.
The Immaculate Birth, though. That's
Yes.
what a lot of people always forget. The nativity scene, it kind of gets, nowadays I feel like it gets definitely washed away and everything going on. But Christmas is even that moment of Jesus came to this world, and that's when our King was born.
Yeah, our salvation.
Our salvation was born. I mean, it didn't happen until he actually went through the processes, but this is when it started. And that is why we celebrate this. Because it's how we became saved. We celebrate the person who came to save us, you know, and for people to also not think this is an important part of Christmas or take away Christmas out of things and say, oh, it's only about this. I think if you don't really get into the whole thing, you're not getting your whole spirit into it, and you're getting your whole spirit into Jesus.
Yeah, because that's the most important part.
He is the reason we're here.
He's the greatest gift we could all receive.
I mean, could you imagine another earthly gift right now that could even, someone say, all right, here's Jesus and here's
a new TV.
Or I was thinking in my head, Airstream, like a G5 or something. Like that's, you're like.
I was thinking a typical Christmas gift that people get.
I'm trying to put like in earthly terms, like what that'd be. Like it's like that's like a great gift, and that doesn't even compare to Jesus.
There's a lot of people who would take that G5.
Well, that's just because they're lost and empty, and they're not on the path, but maybe they'll see the light.
It's true.
But at the end of the day, that was the greatest gift anyone could ever give us. God gave us Jesus, and that's why we celebrate Christmas. Yeah. And we get into the Spirit. Because it allows us to really get into the Spirit, you know?
Yeah. There's nothing like it. The magic of Christmas and the love of Jesus.
Yeah. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
It's got to be The Christmas Story.
Man, that is like one of the best Christmas movies
It's
ever.
on 24/7 for like the whole month of December.
TNT and TBS, right? On the 24th or the 25th. It was one of them always ran it.
They play it the whole day.
For the whole day. So you're like, oh, I missed it.
You always just have it on in the
That's like a huge part of my memory is A Christmas Story. Man, that is, to me, that's number 2.
Okay, what's your number 1 then?
My number 1 Christmas movie, and this is actually one of my top 5 movies of all time, It's a Wonderful Life.
I thought you were going to say Die Hard.
That's a whole nother argument. But It's a Wonderful Life is a great story. And again, the story of Jesus plays into the whole story of Christmas and the season and being a good person. Like that story right there is exactly why we should celebrate Christmas, how we celebrate it. Yeah. And it's the story of redemption. It's the story of somebody who's lived a good life, he's got tried over again. And at the end of it, he remembers the meaning of all this, the meaning of life.
Yeah.
And it's all done through the holiday of Christmas. Yeah. So if you've never seen that movie, which if you haven't, you live under a rock.
It's black and white, but
Jimmy Stewart, one of the greatest actors of all time. Yeah. Frank Capra, one of the greatest directors of all time.
And it's on too all the time.
It's always on, but like that's one of my favorite movies because I tell my wife, so this is something we have to do every year. Whether you like these old movies or not, we have to watch this, and it's going to be something we instill in our kids.
You know, I heard that the studio or whoever made that movie lost like their license at one point, and so all these TV stations picked it up.
Yeah,
and they started playing it for free. So that's why everybody knows it so well, is because it was played everywhere.
There's a little history to it, and it happens like right after they lost their rights in like the 1960s, so it became public domain. Yeah, and all these people were like, we need something to play during the Christmas, so
let's play It's
a Wonderful Life. So that's probably also why it's a huge part of the American nostalgia, but it's a great story. So go check it out. I wanted to ask you that question real quick. And other than that, just enjoy the holiday season, the Christmas season with your family. Be safe out there. Be careful. That's what we like to say.
Be careful. And say Merry Christmas to everybody. Just let them know that you love them and that you care.
Yep.
Even if you can't be there, if you don't get them a gift or anything, just let somebody know that you care, that you love them.
I love you.
Love you too, man.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, you guys.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
God bless.
God bless y'all.